G'day, Clown.
G'day, man. What's happening?
Oh, not a lot. Thank you, first of all, for taking the time for a chat.
Thank you for taking the time to have me. I really appreciate it and honored always to take a little time to meet new friends, talk about new things, and most importantly, let the fans know what's going on and some of the things they can expect and some of the things they can't expect, So thanks for taking the time for me.
Now, you've been living with Slipknot in various incarnations from the very beginning for about 17 odd years. This has been your dream. Can you tell me about the sacrifices that you've had to make for being in such a big and successful band?
When it comes down to a single sacrifice, it would be time. And then there's all these genres under time, such as deaths, weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, private time, time with your children, and I normally talk about that. My wife and I, we're pretty good with understanding that, hey, we might not make our anniversary today, but next week there's an opportunity to meet in Italy for a couple days. But when I think about the 17 years, and some of my oldest is 20, she basically was 4 or 5 years old when all this was coming and going on. And, the first couple albums were so crazy and we were gone so much that there were all kinds of things for her growing up that I missed out on and that she missed out on. And although we're very close and it doesn't seem like we've missed a beat, this is the only time I'm going to be alive here in this life form. And the facts are the facts that to achieve my dream, I had to make sacrifices, and some of the sacrifices I made were to, sacrifice seeing, my children do things that, I'm never going to be able to see them do again, which is, grow up.
Yeah, it must be tough. Now, Slipknot was the very first Roadrunner band to ever achieve platinum status. Was that something that was always in the back of your minds, that you wanted to have that kind of success, or did you just say, we're doing what we're doing, we're thankful that someone wants to support us, and we don't really care for the accolades?
Well, I never really got into the business, ever really kind of understanding it. I'm pretty naive, and I live in my own imagination. And right from the get-go, I really just didn't get along with everybody that wanted to take it out of our hands. I was too used to doing everything myself in the beginning and sharing those responsibilities with the other people in the band. And when we got signed and all these other people got involved, and they were assigned different duties, for the most part, most of everything they wanted to do wouldn't be things that, number one, I'd even consider or partake in. But in order to move forward, which always seemed to be about touring, and touring always was kind of like God for us because, you sit around for 23 hours a day and you wait for that 1 hour of God. And, that's all that mattered to us. And when you're so exhausted and you're playing the hurry up and wait game, it's kind of hard to be in control of your own destiny and your own dream, because you'd never sleep. You'd never be able to make it on the road. So you got to kind of hand over these responsibilities to people you don't even know. And I don't even think I really started thinking about platinum until we went gold. And that's actually like my favorite record, Plaque, for a couple of reasons. One, I love the picture on it. It reminds me of a band that didn't know anything that was going to come its way. It's a picture that Dean Carr took, and it's us up on a L.A. highway, and it just kind of represents who we were before we were anything. We were just ourselves, and we were able to look like that before success. And I like it because, there's nothing real special about it besides the fact that you look at the picture and you just realize that we were what we were before the success. After gold, it was like a no-brainer to kind of focus on platinum for a lot of reasons. The main reason was to infect the world, to realize that 1 million people would hear our band.
Yeah.
And that's really what it came down to, was that that's a number that, in my lifetime I probably couldn't even count to, And to think that 1 million people have listened to the band that I am in, that was surreal to me. So I guess sometime after gold, I did start thinking about it, but it wasn't for anything other than wow, we are reaching people.
Yeah.
We are making a difference. People are learning about us. People are experiencing us. And if that guy down the street is hearing about us, what about the guy on the other street? So I think that's how I got kind of really interested in it moving in a forward direction. But I was extremely honored to be the first band that Roadrunner, was platinum. I think the band that was right, it should have probably been platinum, was Typo Negative. And, we ended up being the band that was the band that did it. And it was because of our hard work, and I'm not going to say it wasn't because of their hard work, because it was a group effort. But, I look at the house that's not built now, and no one can bullshit me. I know how to add the figures and to see what happens. And, Roadrunner wouldn't be what Roadrunner is today without Slipknot. And believe me, I know all the great bands that they've had over the years, and I'm not disrespecting any of those bands. But you take all those great bands, and then you add Slipknot to it, and, you got a pretty, a decent, a good label, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
They supplied great albums for lots of kids.
For sure. Now, one recurring theme in Slipknot's career has been the hiatus. There's been big gaps between albums for various reasons, but it also seems that it might have been due to internal conflicts within the band. We read about them, we hear about them. Does the band function better musically when there is some tension within?
First of all, we do what we want, when we want, how we want, whenever we want. It's really nobody's business what we do, when we do it, how we do it, or why we do it. If we want to take a hiatus, we are going to. Mm-hmm. If it's because I don't get along with 8 other people, so be it. If it's because I'm having some bitch fit with some person, fine. If it's because someone's got a solo project or another band, and they want to go do that, so be it. We are all different people, and we all have different things. You don't just go home and eat a steak every single night. You like different kinds of food. So why wouldn't you be allowed to play different kinds of music or be a different person? These are all things that we allow and that we enjoy. Because number one, I'm proud of everybody in the band who goes out from being a great golfer to being another great lead singer in another great band. Personally, I don't want to see anybody after we tour for 18 months. We're like Navy, we are our own special forces in rock and roll. And quite frankly, I don't care that I will die for all of those guys and that I love all those guys. But quite frankly, I don't want to see any of them. And you can quote me on that. When I'm off means off.
Yeah.
Okay? Off means off. When you leave the radio station or wherever the hell it is you're at, it means you should be doing nothing but taking time to yourself and devoting time to your family, or to catch up on sleep, or to catch up on some back work that makes you happy, or to do things that just make you happy. Off is off. And right now, I'm laying in my bed watching my son play a video game, and the last thing I want to happen right now is to have any member of Slipknot come to my house. And if you called any one of them up, they would tell you the exact same thing. Because when we get together, it's on. And it's on like none of you guys will ever understand. It's funny to me how the press, it's the press. The press are fools because they go for the story. And the story is the fight. So, keep printing about the fight. It only helps us. I really don't get caught up in it because it's fucking ridiculous. If people want to pit this guy against that guy because he said this 3 months ago and it's only being printed today and everything he said is being misquoted or paraphrased, it's a big joke.
Yeah.
If you want to hear it, we've never let our fans down. We plan on making another record. I don't buy into all of it. It's like, it's a bunch of garbage. It's the press. It's people that, don't have enough confidence. They need to ask questions and start shit in order to sell paper or to sell, talk.
Yeah.
And good for them, but whatever,
I really
whatever.
appreciate you being brutally honest with that and clarifying that, because, what we read and see is quite obviously not the truth. It's great to get the truth straight from you. I appreciate it.
Well, the truth is, do all of us want to make a new record? Of course we do. Why wouldn't we? I mean, that's ridiculous to think we're not going to. Are we ready to make a new record right now? No. We just had a member die. It's very important to us. We're not going to go milk an idea because of a member being lost. We're all grieving him differently. We're all going to take our time. There's also other things people want to do in their lives that take up some time that all of us have to respect. And we all do respect each other. Do we fight? Yeah, like cats and dogs, man. Like cats and dogs, like brothers and sisters, like wives and husbands, like brothers to brothers or sisters to sisters. Our rival, rival people at school. Of course we fight. We fight when we're on the road. I mean, those are the biggest fights, or when we're on tour, you know? I mean, so we are going to make a new record. Can I promise you that we are? No, because I'm not a fortune teller. I don't know what 2 minutes from now is. You could get in your car, drive down the street, get killed by a semi, and that'd be the end of you, man.
Yeah.
And you would have never thought of it. So I can't tell you what's going to happen tomorrow or 2 minutes from now. And I'm sorry about that, but I can tell you that I absolutely 100% can tell you that everybody in the band wants to make a new record, and we're all moving forward to that. And it will happen if we have anything to say about it.
Nice.
Does it mean that some of us don't fight or get along once in a while? Of course. Why wouldn't we? We're only human.
Exactly.
But to end it, feel sorry for those people that have worthless jobs that have to ask the dirt and try and sell it with fancy words. Like those people, like I don't even give my time of day to that kind of thought process anymore because it's hilarious. It's like propaganda, I mean, it's if you don't have anything better to do to try to make somebody else degrade for bullshit, then you're not really making a difference in the world at all. If you're not making a difference, I don't want anything to do with you.
Amen. I like it. I like it a lot. Now, just to change focus for a moment, can you tell me about the Maggot Bible?
Well, the Maggot Bible is basically a dream I had. It's basically how it started. I woke up one day and I just had this crazy vision, and I only usually sleep 2.5, 3 hours a night. My association with my community on things like Facebook solely deal around art. I mean, yes, on occasion, I may talk to someone that I feel really needs to be talked to, and I'll talk to them very loosely because, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a doctor, and all I can do is, give them love, and say, I hope that you're all right, and I'm sorry that you're going through what you're going through, but my relationship with the community of something like Facebook is solely through art purposes, whether it be me uploading all these pictures with captions and putting metaphors behind them and trying to really make the fans work on what I'm saying, and they like it. The majority of them really enjoy what I'm doing, and I'll go on and I'll say, hey, I want to see other people's art, so they'll throw up pictures, they'll throw up pictures of their tattoos, their drawings, they'll have little video links of things, and all those things are things that are happening around the world at any one given time, inspired by something that I'm a part of. So I just had a dream about trying to collect as much of that stuff as I could and, put it together in something tangible, something that's not virtual, because everything is moving virtual. Everything is like out of your hands. It's in front of you, and you can type and you can get to here and there real fast, but you can't hold it. You can't smell it. You can't throw it in your backpack. I mean, yeah, you can take your laptop with you, yada, yada, yada. You can fight me all day long.